Go.
Ahora me encuentro con el hijo del maestro de Choi Lai Food. ¿Choi Lai Food?
Sí.
Choi Lai Food. Sí,
Bueno,
sabe
pues.
español. Con el hijo del maestro de Choi Lai Food, Tatma Wong.
Yeah.
Esta entrevista lamentablemente va a ser en inglés porque nuestro entrevistado no sabe español. So, if you could present yourself to the audience today, please.
Yeah.
What's your name, your origins? How did you start in this martial arts?
Yeah. Would you prefer I talk to you or? Okay.
Whoever.
Yeah. I mean, my name is Wong. So, like in Chinese, we usually do 2 first names and then 1 last name. So, Tatma Wong, Wong. My sister's Meiyan Wong. So Wong, I started, kind of no choice. I grew up around events like this when I was a baby, and then I think maybe 3 years old, I started taking classes, competing in tournaments, doing kids sparring divisions, like the light contact. I don't think we had sword fighting back then, so I didn't really do the sword fighting. I wish.
But is the early age like 3-year-old or 5-year-old? Is it like standard for kung fu for a person in China to start that early?
Not necessarily. You can start at any age. It's different if it's something your family does, because kung fu is very familial. So if your family also does kung fu, then you usually start a little younger. But for example, my sister, she preferred to dance when she was younger. So she got really good at dancing, and then now more recently she's an adult and she's coming back and learning kung fu.
Yeah.
So you can start at any age. It's just and even me, like I did as a very small kid, I did a bit, but then I played more soccer and skiing. So I did other things. I went to school. So I started learning some kickboxing stuff, other styles, and then in my adult life, I've come back to kung fu and really gained appreciation for the forms, taolu practice, practicing those, and just my favorite drills from them. For health, for strength, for if I don't have money to pay a gym or partners, then I can just practice by myself, So,
that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how your stay in Chile? How has it been? Have you had a good time in here?
Yeah. It's been really cool. I came here 3 weeks before the tournament. I wanted to, train here, adjust to the location, to the weather in the mountains. Because I live mostly in Seattle in the U.S., which is kind of similar with mountains, but it's lower elevation, and so I wanted to make sure I would be okay. And then also we have our kung fu friends here, Follow Men. So they're like affiliates of our San Francisco school. So I wanted to come train with them and see how they train.
Was it good?
It was amazing. It felt like we were using every advantage to win the fight, which is how it has to be. The opponent is going to use every advantage to beat you, so I have to use every advantage to beat them. So luckily, they really helped me with my strategy. I came in sort of I had done a lot of conditioning and just running on my own, practicing my forms, shadow boxing, fighting in backyards up in USA. And then I came down here and they really cleaned up my game plan. We really made a strategy and a plan, and we stuck to the plan and it worked. So it was actually really amazing, both, not just the Kung Fu school, but really just I've enjoyed all my time here. The people, the food, the mountains, it makes me comfortable.
The food? What food did you eat? Did you eat empanadas or something?
Yeah, of course, empanadas. The place in my apartment was really right near a panaderia. So every morning in the panaderia, I try to fight at my natural weight.
Yeah.
So actually my coaches were making me eat more, because they were like, you have to gain weight, your opponent's going to be big. Yeah. So every day, the panaderia, they introduced me to completos.
Oh man, you were lucky. what if you had to lose weight? You would have lost part of the experience of being in Chile. Because a great part of it is just having a taste of food. The food in here is real weird. I don't know, but it's like a mixture of Italian and South American stuff. And to close the food thing down, to close it up, how was the championship for you? How was the championship for you? Was it a challenge? Was it, were you scared of it, or is it usual for you?
Yeah, no, this was the biggest competition and the biggest fight, biggest opportunity of my life. There was so much build up, so much drama, the walkouts and everything. I was so scared, but my team really pushed me to be here. From my parents, Grandmaster Wong, Master Susan Farrar, is my mom. She was one of the first fighters that he trained in San Francisco. And then also the teams here, and my friends, my fellow Sifus, and my peers, my Kung Fu brothers and sisters from San Francisco, they really all pushed me. Yeah, and this was the biggest opportunity of my life, to be honest. And like similar to, bringing it back to the food, I think it's cool with like how you say it's very fusion here, and like I'm sort of mixed Chinese and American person. And even Choi Lei Fut is a mixed style from 1800s. So everything in my life is mixed and fusion, like Dragon Ball Z, you know? So,
Sure.
And then when I come into this fight, I'm fighting an opponent who's also a Choi Lei Fut practitioner, and he is more experienced in Sanda. So I was like, definitely, I felt like I was entering his arena in multiple ways. But I've kind of also done a lot of my own journey, learned different styles. Grandmaster Wong used to send me to different schools and have me tell them that I was a beginner. I was a kid, so I was a beginner, you know? So to bring it all back to Choi Lei Fut, because at its core, like, you know, fighting, whatever happens, happens. You can't stick to one plan ever. So like we can practice our forms, and when I practice my Taolu, I'm envisioning it like a fight. Sometimes in the fight, I might do something exactly from the Taolu, right? It might look exactly the same. But also you can't be afraid of mixing in the fusion and making it work, doing whatever you need to do to make it work. So I think that not only was this the biggest opportunity of my life, but it was a really cool philosophical confrontation.
Like a good experience.
Yeah.
You learn a lot from this.
Yes, I learned a lot.
It's good to hear, because fighting really shapes you in many ways, not only physically, mentally too. You have to learn, well, if you have to cut weight, you have to learn how to discipline yourself so that you don't eat completos all that much.
Yes.
But you have to really put a strategy into place, and if it doesn't work, you have to. This is gonna be out. We're gonna have this break. Man, I lost the track.
How much you learn from fighting.
Yes. You really have to be in those like dark places and beat yourself up a bit, and then you have to rise up, and you have to, when someone hits you and they hit you hard, the fight keeps going, and it doesn't stop until the bell rings, and then you get to rest and think what you did wrong, and that shapes you, that makes you different, and it makes you grow, and it's important. Yeah, I think so, at least.
No, I agree, and I think something that always helps me is remembering that every single person, unless they're just crazy, is nervous. They're scared, right? I was scared. I'm sure my opponent was scared. But at a certain point, out of respect for my opponent, I have to show up. I have to give him a good fight. Out of respect for my hosts, I have to, the people who've been sacrificing their own time to train me. If I run away, then I throw away all of that, right? So that helps push me, and it's like the classic courage is overcoming the fear. So in every moment you overcome the fear, and then finally when the fight starts, you can just let loose and just not worry about anything. And that's why I have so much fun in there once it actually starts. Like it's, you know, you can just kind of be a very special version of yourself.
Man, that was a good interview. That was real fun. You know, you got a certain flow to yourself and the way you talk. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
That was beautiful, man.
Thank you.